Hello and thank you for joining the midweek edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Ozubakun. Today on the program, Governor Fubara vows to resolve crisis with FCT Minister. Wike says there is nothing wrong if father and son have issues. As President Tinubu, PDP governors weighed in. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Mojit Jamiu. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. Thank you for staying with us. Let's begin with the industrial dispute brewing in Imo State, southeast Nigeria. The president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Ajaero, was arrested in Owerri, the state capital. Ajaero was arrested at the secretariat of the Nigerian Labour Congress in the states while he was about to lead an Occupy Imo protest over what he described as a lack of respect for workers, unpaid salary and pension, among others, with just 10 days to the state governorship election. Jide, the Nigerian Labour Congress choosing this time to strike. Today is the 1st of November, and on the 11th of November is the governorship election in Imo State.
Well, there is always a reason to suspect that this kind of move is political. The day the NLC president openly identified with a political party, whether the political party has the imprimatur of labor written on it, does not really matter. This is a contest. This is politics. If you openly identify with a political party, when you take steps like this, it will not be difficult for people to read political meanings into it. The timing is extremely wrong. And I do not also believe that Imo State is the only state where workers are owed salaries or where pensions are not being paid regularly. Abia is an example. There are other states that I may not want to mention at this time, but if the NLC will do some soul searching, they will find states that up to today have not even paid the old minimum wage. They've not even complied with the old minimum wage. Yes, they can't pay. They are not paying the old minimum wage. So when you move at this time, this is a governor who wants to win election, and you can see that you are coming to...
Have you chosen today?
He's going to see what you are trying to do as politically motivated. I am not saying that it is politically motivated. I want the best bargain for workers. I don't want to be misunderstood. But in a political season, when you move, given the time that you have chosen to do it, there's no way. And you see, the candidate of Labour Party in the state is a popular candidate. That is a fact. We have to admit that it's a popular candidate. So that makes the election itself potentially very competitive. So if you do anything that appears to give an edge to any candidate, there's no way people's blood will not boil. I do not support the idea of arresting an NLC president. I think that that's taking it too far. There are ways by which you can still resist them, make sure that they are unable to carry out that action. But to arrest him is an exercise of extreme power by the governor of Imo State. But he should have known, too, that he's dealing with... It's not every governor that is gentle, that is... Uzodimma is not that kind of person. It's not that kind of person. No, he's not. Except you don't know him. This one, I'm not surprised that he has chosen to go this far. He has it in his locker. He has this kind of behavior in his locker.
He will serve you immediately.
He has it in his locker. So I'm not surprised. The former Labour NLC president, who is far more gentle than Ajaero, Ayuba Waba, was almost arrested by El-Rufai because El-Rufai too got frustrated. You know, so this has happened. It has happened. What I will say at this point is they should release the people that they have arrested. You've made your point. You cannot, and I do not think that Labour should go ahead.
The police are telling me that they've released them already.
Good. That is what we want to see.
Yeah.
And you cannot also tell me that, look at the way they describe it, that Opus Odima has turned Imo to a den of bloodsuckers. That's no way people...
part of the mandate of Labour.
So we don't need... Labour should not always also think that every disagreement with it must end in a strike. Because they're already saying that they are putting workers on notice about a nationwide strike. Because of what? Strike itself will become totally demystified under Ajaero if it continues like this, that every little thing you must threaten us with strike. Every little thing you must threaten us. You got somebody arrested, it can be resolved amicably. You're already thinking of a nationwide strike. I mean, this is ridiculous. It has to stop. It should be the last resort. It should be the last resort. Don't threaten us with nationwide. Do you know what nationwide strike means?
Grounding everything.
Don't threaten us with nationwide strike at every turn. No. It should be a weapon of last resort. Don't demystify it. So I'm happy to be told that they've released him. It's good. But I hope that lessons will have been learned from this. And I don't want to see the governor arrest anybody of that caliber anymore, especially something that can cause
big national...
Yes, a big national embarrassment.
It's, as Jesus said earlier, now I think it's the timing, looking at it now, however genuine and upright the Nigerian Labour Congress demands and everything, and their sympathy for workers in Imo State might be, it's 10 days to election. Anything can be applied right now.
Ayo, if I were in the shoes of Opus Oduma, I will do the same thing. Arrest Ajaero. Yes, and lock him up.
It will be a bad precedent.
No, wait.
That president that can be
wait.
NLC president.
The NLC president does not have immunity. Let me give you.
He's fighting for the right of.
Let me give you why in this instance is very wrong. Normally, it is the state chapter that cries for help from the national. Say, please come and help us. In this instance, the Imo State NLC, headed by Reverend Philip Mwansi, said they are on the same page with the state government, that they decide on who to pay, and when the allocation comes, they sit down and break things down, and they both decide on what to pay and when to increase. And they both agree that, well, we are not going to sack workers, let's keep the workforce. That they both agree. Then there was an industrial court injunction on 3 or 4 days ago, October 27, saying Occupy Imo is outlawed. And you left Abuja, you came to Imo, want to mobilize. And when you came, even the Christian Association chairman in Imo, Reverend H.S. Divine H.S., said there is no need for this strike. As can. They mediated and agreed with the state government that even if there is going to be any strike, it should be after elections. And you came from Abuja trying to destabilize an already volatile state. 10 days of election, you come and call people out on a strike, and you think the governor will be looking at you like a mumu. It will allow it to happen. Because, see, if you say you are a labor leader, there's a distinction between being a labor leader and a politician. Yes, we have Labour Party, an interested party in this election, but there should be that distinction. The same way they were using the Labour NLC headquarters as the campaign headquarters, having posters of Peter Obi in Abuja. It is very wrong.
He even went to.
It is very wrong.
He went to the tribunal.
When you went to the tribunal
As labor leader, you
as
are
a labor leader. You are a leader of both APC
and these workers are in different political
parties. So you can't be
That's the
seen
point.
to be siding a particular political party because that party has labor in it. No. And in this instance, he has gone very far. But I also commend the governor for releasing him on time. If I were to be in his shoes, I would make sure he will sleep there and release him the following morning and take him tell him to leave and go to Abuja.
Don't let us say about president.
Yes.
He's the NLC chairperson.
No,
State governors cannot be
very wrong.
NLC president like that. If somebody start with that,
The state chapter said we are on the same page.
Everybody is not Hope Uzodinma. Hope is Hope is too stubborn.
No, let him go to
exception.
When he leaves that place, let him go to Kogi and try to shut down Kogi.
No, they can't try that
before.
We can try that with Governor Sanwo-Olu.
You can go to Ekiti. You can go to your state. What are you talking about?
The governor is very cool. No, Bao cannot arrest him. Bao cannot arrest him.
Why do you want him to go to Kogi?
No, let him try Kogi. Let him try Kogi.
Oh no, Ajaero is watching us now.
No,
Ejide is there and he's not saying anything.
The white lion will
wants them to
him.
come to my state. To do what?
All right.
Leave my state alone.
The drastic situation